and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to the Inner Circle. My name is Alisha Portman, and today I have with me a different guest. She has been terrorizing the women's division everywhere she has been. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to welcome Madam Scorpion.
Good evening. It is a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here. So I'd like to start by saying, how have you been?
I've been doing wonderful. I mean, I am Madam Scorpion. I am champion in many leagues, not just, my prominent ones, the ones that matter. Um, but I do have a bone to pick with some individual, but we'll save that for later on this evening. But I'm doing very well, relaxing, getting ready for my next matchup, coming up.
And I do understand the relaxing portion. It's always very important, especially before a match, to relax. So I've been told, um, I'm not a wrestler, so I wouldn't know personally, but like I said, I've heard that it's a good thing to do. I know when I do strenuous activities, I tend to relax afterwards.
Absolutely. I mean, kicking ass is what I do. And so at some point, you need to be able to recuperate. I mean, I take my share of ass kickings. I have. That's why I'm so good. You have to fail in order to be the best.
Of course.
And I enjoy the fruits of my labor whenever I can. And so I decided to make time for this interview because typically I have asses to kick, training to do, conversations to have.
So, Madam Scorpion,
Yes.
I'm sure, along with myself, a lot of people would like to know a little more about you. So why don't you tell me a little bit about your background?
Well, I from Atlanta, Georgia. I have a background with boxing, kickboxing, Krav Maga, and Jiu-Jitsu. I spent a lot of time fighting. Unfortunately, it was a bullying situation, which is just why I decided to get in shape so that I can better protect myself. I began to love the art form of fighting, and I wanted to make sure that I was able to protect myself at all costs.
That is completely understandable. A valid reason, very valid reason to get into the art, I suppose. My next question is, how did you get into UFN and GWE?
Well, as I mentioned, I am a part of a lot of different leagues, and I happen to fall upon UFN and GWE by Mr. Bobby Legend. He introduced me to both leagues, took me under his wing, and I am the champion that I am today with his help and the opportunity that he helped to provide.
Of course, Mr. Legend's a great man. Speaking of Mr. Legend, how did you two get to know each other?
Being a part of different leagues, I happened to see Mr. Legend in another league called TFW, and I saw him speaking the way he typically does, raining havoc and wreaking havoc and all of that. And I found
Cool.
him very interesting. He actually extended me an olive branch at that time, but I wasn't sure if I trusted. He seemed very cunning, shady, and I wasn't sure, especially being a rookie in the game, if I should trust someone like that. But I do find that aligning with him, I have opportunities that I would have probably never had if it wasn't for him and my raw talent and abilities.
Wow. It seems like, you've been through the ringer. And, Mr. Legend, he took you down a great path. You have a fabulous career in both GWE and UFN.
Overall, so far, I think my career is budding. It is blooming. It is in the making. I am a belt collector. I always have been. I
I've
started
noticed.
from the bottom. I've started from the bottom. I had to scratch and claw and lose and suffer with broken ribs and and busted head. Some chick tried to tear out a piece of my afro. Oh, I had to see her after that. I can't. What you're not gonna do is mess with the fro. But I had to go through all of that to become the belt wearing collecting champion that I am today. And I am grateful for places like GWE and UFN that give me the opportunity to shine, the opportunity to grow. So I give them thanks for what they do.
Madam Scorpion, I honestly can't see anyone breaking your ribs or smashing your skull or anything of that nature. I honestly can't see it. Like, genuinely, like, you seem like a terrific person. But honestly, looking at what you've done in the ring, you seem terrifying.
I had to follow the advice of my trainers. I had to get up
Okay.
when I was knocked down. I get a
I have to
bad
say,
rap
I'm
for
I'm
not being the
speechless.
most vocal
Um,
champion, always looking for the spotlight, always looking for the attention. I don't need that. I answer in the ring. That does my talking for me. And when I do talk, people listen.
Speaking of being in the ring,
Hmm.
Scorpion. So I know that you've been through quite a few different types of matches. I know
Hmm.
you've been in cage matches. I know you've been in multiple contested matches. Um, and you've been in several different types of matches. What kind of match would you say was your favorite or your strong suit?
Knockout.
Knockout matches. Now, why would you say that was your favorite?
Because that's the end. There is no getting up. There is no tapping out. There is no quitting. You just got knocked the fuck out. And if it's a knockout match, you definitely earned it. You said something to upset me. You've said something that probably wasn't true, and you deserved to have your ass knocked out. So those are my favorite ones, the most
Completely
emotional ones.
understandable. You faced a lot of women in your career. And I remember earlier you said that you had a match coming up. So would you care to elaborate on your upcoming match?
Well, in GWE, Dira K decides that she wants to run her mouth in the locker room and call out, of course, the me of all people, because she didn't know who I was. Obviously, she wasn't privy to Madam Scorpion joining. And so she challenged me, and I told her the only way that I would even grace her with my presence is for her to beat three women knockout style. If she can do that, then we will have that match. But if she can't, if she loses one match within that three, she has to go into the back of the line and won't be eligible for 6 months. So,
Quite the stipulation.
well,
Continue. I'm sorry.
that is what the champ does. Now, what I do have an issue with, because I like to have multiple belts. What I do have an issue with is losing my UFN Women's Championship title to Envy Zorro. Envy Zorro, of all people. If Bobby was here right now, I would ask him why the hell she was in the ring with me to begin with.
Well,
Wait.
I mean,
I could answer this. Yes, I'm here.
oh,
Just like a genie, he appears. Bobby, what the hell was that?
It's called business. You needed a competitor. She qualified to be in the match. Your job was to kick her ass. It's real simple. Nothing really changed. It all stays the same. You kick the person's ass, you keep the title. Doesn't matter who it was. Well, what surprises me about this whole thing is that you're Madam Scorpion. You should be ready for anybody. I've seen you work. What made the rat win? I don't understand it. I'm confused. You may think you lost. You may think you lost. I took a loss because I don't like that individual. And I was counting on her being buried. To my surprise, she survived.
Well, Bobby, you should set up another freaking match then so I can get my belt back. Because it's all mine. All of them are mine. You know how I am, Bobby. I am the belt collector and I need that shit back. I need that match to be ran back. I can't let the fox get me.
Oh no, you
That
do
was
you
some
do you
bullshit.
do have a rematch. It's just that it's a little bit more interesting than it was before.
Oh yeah.
You have a
Oh, yeah.
rematch with Envy Zorro because you were a champion. But now it's different because Ginger's involved. Ginger's earned a right to be champion. So it's
I don't
interesting.
give a fuck who's involved. I want my belt back.
Well,
And if I got to go through Ginger, if I got to go through Envy, if I got to go through that whole women's roster, I'm going to get my belt back. Period.
well, that sounds like something I would like to see. I mean,
I
Said it.
have a question. Not so much for you, Miss Scorpion.
Mm.
Mr. Legend, as much as I adore your presence here, why are you here?
oh, I bought the show.
How are you?
I bought the show.
What?
Yeah, I'm your boss.
No one informed me of this.
Why would you need to be informed?
Because I never got paid.
Okay, that's something you got to take up with your lawyer.
We'll discuss this at a later
That's a
date.
damn shame you didn't get paid. Like, god damn, what type of lawyers do you have? Oh my god.
Clearly not good ones.
Well,
I was never informed that the company was bought out, nor was I.
well,
So
it's
that
it's
explains the name change.
it's a
'Cause
good
I
thing.
noticed they
It's a good thing because now you're in good hands with Bobby Legend, the trillionaire titan. And you don't have to worry about it. You just do, what you've been doing, and get paid. Ain't that right, Madam Scorpion? You get paid.
Yes, I'm going to get my money.
Even though she loses the title, she still gets paid. It's amazing. I'm an amazing kind of guy.
First of all, Bobby, don't act like you didn't lose a few matches yourself. Let's not go there.
Oh, I lose matches, but I make
right.
sure the other person regrets even winning. That's the difference. You see, I don't play fair. You should know I don't play fair. Come on, fair. Come on.
well,
Anyway, I'm gotta go. You two ladies continue this conversation. Wonderful interview. I just had to, make my presence known. Madam Scorpion, just do what you do best.
I love your tie today, Bobby, by the way.
Thank you. Wonderful.
You're welcome.
You guys continue. I'm gonna go find someone to fire. There you go.
Fire my lawyers.
That's probably a good idea.
If he doesn't, I definitely will. So I would love to interview you again another time, and I appreciate you coming in for this interview. But unfortunately, that is all the time that we have for today. And I look forward to seeing you again, Miss Scoprion.
Pleasure was all mine. I'll be happy to return whenever you invite me again.
Well, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Inner Circle with Alisha Portman.